Hello everybody, welcome to today's video. Today we're going to talk about marriage and what you have to do and how ready and prepared you have to be before you make that leap. Today the statistics say that most people don't even get married. The marriage percentage is very low, and there are many reasons why, mostly social and economical. So these days it's hard to get ready, to be prepared, to economically be sound enough to start a family. Some people, even though they are not completely ready, they make that jump, and unfortunately things go south, especially after the kids come. I need to warn you that do not do that. So some basic things you need to have. First of all, you need to have a job. So if you are in college still, or going to some training, or I don't know, a trade school or whatever it is, do not get married before you finish, before you find a job. You start a job, and in that job you need to, I don't know, at least 3 to 5 years you need to be working and putting money aside. So don't be dating all the time and going out and traveling and doing whatever. Otherwise, it depends on your financial situation at the time, but you need to be putting money aside. So if you don't have an income, a steady income, don't get married. This is very important. The minute, even if some people just don't get married, just go and live together. You can ask anybody. The minute the couple move in together, married or not married, the money issue comes up. You pay this, I pay that, I don't have enough for this, I don't have enough for that, blah, blah, blah. And a lot of issues arise at that time. So you need to have enough money to be able to get married. Okay, that's one. The second thing, you don't get married, you or your wife or spouse or whoever is listening, to your significant other while you are in a school, in a university, going to college or whatever. You need to finish that first. So take that in consideration. If somebody is going to college and the other one is working and covering all the expenses, some resentment will build up, and it's not good for the relationship. So this is another one. The house, the apartment, whatever you are going to be living, either you have your own, you bought it, you purchased it, either you are renting. If you are renting, you need to make sure that the money you have is enough for the rent and all the utilities that you have to pay, and having enough to put aside for you and your spouse if she or he is not working. Even if you are two working together, the both of you are working, and the woman gets pregnant, that means a year or 2 years she won't be able to go to work. She needs to stay home with the kids. So that means your income is gonna go, just, it will be divided by 50%. So it's an issue. Don't put yourself in that position, otherwise you're going to be getting a divorce very, very early. So you need to prepare, and the maturity also is very important. If you are not mature enough mentally, psychologically, don't put yourself in that position. It's not good. Before you get married, you need to sit with your partner, your spouse, your fiance, future husband, wife, whatever, and you need to talk and discuss exactly how are you going to divide the job, the work that you do in the house. Is it going to be fully traditional? The wife does everything, the husband goes to work outside, brings bread? Or are you two working? And in that case, some jobs have to be divided regarding cleaning, the shopping, the kids when they come and so on. So this is one important point that you need to discuss beforehand. The second thing is the kids. How are you going to raise them? Meaning what? Meaning, is your way in raising, is it politically correct, soft, or is it going to be a little bit hard? So if you were raised traditionally, with the belt that comes out when you do some nasty, and she's not, and she's the kind of, you need to talk to him and you need to talk to her, the baby, the kid, whatever, it's going to be a problem. Especially when the kids get a little bit older, when the kids become 8, 9, 10, go to school and so on, and some real problems appear, if he has some issues in school or whatever, and one of you wants to use the soft way of directing the kid, let me just put it that way, and the other one is a little bit harsh, in these days it could lead to divorce. One parent sees that this kind of behavior towards the kids is abuse, even though, since Adam till these days it was considered normal. That was the way kids were raised. But today, I don't know where do you live, in some countries, European countries for example, you have the laws that say if you put your hand on a kid, if you slap his ass with an open hand, that's considered abuse, and you will be put in jail. Yeah, in jail. So if you are a father and you slap your kid, your wife could call the police and put you in jail. Or the kid can actually also call the police and put you in jail. People don't really think about it, don't know about it. People are not educated regarding this issue. And I know a couple that got divorced exactly because of that. The wife thought she was spoiling the kid, and he was very poorly behaving, and the dad slapped him with an open hand, and she called the police. Of course, there were some other issues in the marriage, and that was just her ticket out, because now she has a police report on him and she is allowed to get the kids and so on. It was a long fight for him. But anyway, so be careful regarding that. You need to discuss with your spouse beforehand how are you going to raise the kids? The method. You need to know if she was raised like that, if he was raised like that, and are they going to raise their kids or your kids the same way, the same old way, or by the modern way? Because some women, they don't have an issue. Sometimes the man is the soft one, and the woman is just, you know, putting hands on the kids just like that for the smallest thing. So you need to know that. You need to be careful. You need to be on the same side and have the same policy in raising your kids. Okay? So this is really important. As I said, some people got divorced because of that. These all are some conditions that you need to have put in place, that you need to agree on before you stand before the, I don't know, if you're gonna, before the judge, if you're gonna do some civil marriage, or you're gonna go to church or mosque or temple or whatever. Make sure these points that I mentioned are discussed and agreed upon. Yeah, don't forget, check out the other video regarding conditions that a wife must have if you want to get married. If she doesn't have those conditions, just run, you know? Okay, that's it. Bye, see you next one.